Hi, I'm back with a mini album that I made for the December-January coffee sleeve coin envelope swap for mini album scraps. I didn't have any coin envelopes, and we were told we could use bank envelopes, so that's what I used. My partner was Anne, and she wanted a mini album that could have pictures of her daughter in it, and she wanted something with earth tones. So the paper pack I got was Edamame by K&Co. I bought this designer matte stack. It only had 18 sheets, and it was perfect for this project because I used up all the papers. I went back and bought the 12 by 12 pad for me, and I did use one piece of paper out of that to put a couple extra things in this album. But let me take you through and show you what I did. I also bought with the collection these flowers, and it had these journaling spots. There were like 30 different journaling spots. There were 3 or 4 different shapes. I bought these flower stickers, and there were some border strips that I bought as well. I made a stick pin to stick back there behind it, and I made this little charm dangle thing to hang from it. I didn't put a lot of ribbon on the edge because again, this is kind of full, so when she adds pictures to it, it's going to expand a little bit more, and I didn't want to have the ribbon too much there in the way. When you open it up, on every other envelope I left the flap, and then I covered it with a piece of paper, so that folds out. Let's see here. That folds out. I made a little pocket. There's 3 little tags there. This is one of those journaling tags that came in the packet, and I just stamped a little stamp on there. The backs are white for journaling, and I just made these 2 little photo spots right there. And then this is some more of that trim I've used on a couple other projects. It came from my mother-in-law in a box at Christmas time. It's very white, and I just used my vintage photo distress ink to darken it up a little bit. This tag pulls out, and it's just white on one side, and I put a journaling stamp on the other side, and this one just says remember. That just goes back in there. This page, I used one of those decorative border strips, and I just put it on a piece of scrap paper and then just glued the ends of it there to make a little band. I have another one of those tags that says remember. It's blank on the back, and then just another piece of the pattern paper for a picture. On this page, I just used some lace trim that I picked up from Joann's, and I made it into a flower shape and put a pink button there in the middle and hot glued it to the corner. And then the pages that don't have that fold out flap have a pocket like this, and then these tags. I used one of the little border strips and cut it in half and put it on there. Just made a little tab with a scratch sheet of paper. You open it up, and there is a little pocket there. Of course, there's room for a picture up there. You can put a picture there as well. I used my border punch to punch a border there before I glued it down. On the inside, there is just a piece of this craft cardstock with a butterfly sticker that came with the collection, and they've got little vellum wings and wire antennas, so I thought those were really cute. They're just blank on the back. One of those journaling spots from the collection, and then just another piece of pattern paper. And that I just left blank so she can put a picture there. There's another flap here. On this flap, on this side I put a paper clip. Oops. then a couple more of those journaling spots. Another one of those journaling stamps that says True Story. And I just cut it out and it's white on the back. Another piece of the pattern paper. Then on the inside of the flap, I just glued a band with a strip of pattern paper. A couple of little tags. Move these out of the way. This is one of those flower stickers from the collection. White tag. This one says Moment, and it's got some little lines there for journaling. Over here on this page, I made a little pocket and I put the border strip on a piece of paper there and glued it down. You can fit a photo back there, some journaling, a couple more of those journaling tags. I cut that stamp out, and that was just a little scrap of the border strip I used on one of the other pages. This page I left blank, so she put a bigger picture there. Another border strip. You can put a photo there. Just a little tab I made out of some of the scraps. This opens up. They're all pretty much the same. A couple journaling spots. One of those flowers. A pocket at the bottom. I cut the top with the border punch. This is a little, it's a waterfall album, but instead of going up and down, it goes sideways, and it's just got 4 flaps. And the other one that I made, this part was covered with the pattern paper, but since this was so tiny, I had a hard time getting the paper to lay right, so I just left it blank, and she could put a little bit of journaling in there, or just leave it blank. That's 4. And there's room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little pictures right there. So that's a lot. On this flap, I just used a binder clip and clipped some tags on there. Another one of those ones that says True Story. That's one of my favorite little journaling stamps. And just a little pink binder clip. On the inside, I just put a piece of the border sticker right there. Another tag. That one has that little stamp on it. And then on this last page, you untie this ribbon, and this just folds out. So there's room for 7 about wallet-sized photos on there. So you can fit 4 on the inside and then 3 on the back, and that just ties closed. There's another one of those tags in that other pocket, border strip, a little pocket, and then a couple more little journaling tags or photo spots. And then the back was just a piece of that paper, that wood grain paper. Anyway, that is it. I hope Anne likes it and fills it up with lots of great pictures of her family. Thank you.